Crocodiles are large, semi-aquatic reptiles that live throughout the world, most often in tropical environments. This apex predator is carnivorous and known to attack a variety of animals and humans, both in the water and on land. As a result, they are feared and respected around the world. While this man-eater is said to get around 20 feet, there's reports from around the world that these predators can be much bigger. For example, adult male Nile crocodiles are said to reach between 16 to 17 feet, but it's well known the infamous Gustave crocodile is at least 20 feet long and still growing. As terrifying as an encounter with Gustave would be, one group of natives in Central Africa in the Congo River region, known as the Bobangi Aboriginals, have told of stories of massive crocodiles for centuries. One at least twice the size of Gustave. It's said this beast lurks somewhere in the massive remote Congo River basin. The creature is known as Mahamba. Mahamba is typically described as a 50-foot crocodile, or perhaps a creature resembling a giant crocodile. The creature is said to be carnivorous and consume humans. Natives say the animal burrows and digs long tunnels around 1,000 meters long. It is believed the animal lays eggs as well. It's important to point out that massive crocodiles have existed in the planet's history. Aegisuchus is said to probably have been the biggest ever, growing anywhere between 50 and 70 feet. This massive creature's size was estimated from a skull fragment, so it's possible it's even bigger. It's still a matter of debate today, as some believe Sarcosuchus or Purosuchus, which both measure around 41 feet, should claim the title. We should note that all these species did die out millions of years ago. While the natives' accounts are certainly interesting to hear, perhaps it's the accounts of John Reinhardt Werner and Roy P. MacLeod that provide some evidence this creature could exist. John Reinhardt Werner, an engineer in the late 1880s, is said to have encountered several massive crocodiles. Werner wrote that he had seen several considerably longer than the 42-foot steamship on which he worked. His first story concerns a time when Werner went duck hunting off the Congo River. As he scanned the beach, he would suddenly see a massive crocodile, which he estimated to be 50 feet long and 4 feet tall on the beach. It was resting, possibly sleeping, and didn't notice Werner. Werner sent a native boy to grab his rifle, as he said he only had a shotgun with him at the time. The ducks would fly away nearby, and after some time, the ship needing food, Werner fired at the ducks. The massive croc woke up and swam quickly into the ocean. Before moving to the next story, we should point out that it seems strange he chose a rifle over a shotgun. Shotguns are more powerful than rifles, but less accurate. Why would someone bring a shotgun for duck hunting is a valid question. Perhaps though he brought the rifle as he was worried about hitting the large creature. His second encounter occurred in 1888 while he was on the same 42-foot steamboat. He recalls how the steamer got caught in shallow water. Initially, he thought that the steamer had hit a hippo, but he quickly realized that the water was only about 3 or 4 feet deep, and no hippo was hiding under there. Then, as he looked overboard on the other side, he saw a massive crocodile, one over 40 feet. The crocodile then swam off quickly and disappeared into the deep water. He concluded the ship must have hit the crocodile, but he didn't think it injured the animal in the slightest. Roy P. MacLeod was a cryptozoologist most famous for his work around the Loch Ness Monster. He had heard from several natives about Mahamba, although it's not evident that he saw one in person. The Congo River basin is one of the largest, most unexplored places on Earth. Around 500 million acres, this area is larger than the state of Alaska and is bustling with many unique species of animal and plant life. This area has rivers, forests, savannas, swamps, and flooded forests. Despite this area has been inhabited by humans for thousands of years, and today, around 75 million people reside there. This and the surrounding Congo rainforest, the second largest rainforest in the world, only behind the Amazon, leaves much to the imagination as far as what possible places a massive crocodile could be hiding. For example, the Congo River is the world's deepest river at 720 feet. It's known for being pitch black as one goes deeper, and it's known light cannot penetrate the bottom. While as fascinating as the stories from Werner and MacLeod are, unfortunately, there's little to no evidence Mahamba does exist. Still, we should examine the arguments for and against something like this existing. One argument against is simply that John Reinhardt Werner was fabricating these stories in order to sell his book. It's completely plausible he blew the size of the crocodile out of proportion. Skeptics will point out that crocodiles are carnivorous animals, and it would be tough for them to find adequate food. This is a fair argument, but it could be the case that these massive crocs adapted to feast on smaller crocodiles, which are abundant in Africa. One important point to consider is the habitat as well. The Congo River basin is a mosaic of waterways and gives much opportunity for hiding. The surrounding area is, though, more populated than some other areas on Earth. One argument against the existence of the creature is the body argument. Why hasn't a body been found, some will say, or a body part? As crocodiles age, we know they can't die from old age directly, but they lose their teeth and develop cataracts, which indirectly kills them as they are unable to hunt as effectively. We know crocs spend most of their time in the water, so it could be the case these creatures die mostly in the water as well. This would explain the body argument. One other thing believers will say, though, is that the populations of these predators probably isn't very large if they do exist. These predators would need ample space in order to hunt and feed. In terms of theories, in terms of what Mahamba is, there are generally three. The first is that the animal doesn't exist, or a croc size was blown out of proportion. The second theory is that this is a new, undiscovered crocodile, one much larger than the other ones existing today. It could also be the case that it's something actually outside the crocodile family and just a new species. The third theory is that the creature is a living dinosaur, something that didn't go extinct, and somehow survived and has been undetected. While some believe Mahamba, or a massive croc, does exist, there surely needs to be more evidence of its existence. Even something like a footprint or a body part could help the case. Until then, saltwater crocodiles will continue to hold the title as the biggest and the baddest of the crocs.